we've had a little time off. We did a Europe thing and we did some stuff out west.
What's the difference with the fans, like international, local?
I think local, well, it all depends because some people come to our shows like to party. Some people come to our shows like for a deeper type of a thing, like because of the message stuff. Some people come to our shows, they like the music or the whatever. So I think it changes like with every different continent you go to, like what the, you know, like how it's split up, who's going for what. Yeah. US gets a lot of the party heads going like to just have a good time and like they like the song and it's catchy. South America is more like you go and they're singing like every word directly at you and like they kind of like, you can tell this guy's like living his life by this song that he heard. So everywhere is different. There's good and bad, you know, there's good stuff about everywhere.
Feel good being home?
Yeah, I like it, but for this time it wasn't really like where we wanted to be. I mean, we wanted to finish the album, but we didn't really want to. We really like our album, the new one, and we didn't, nobody like really felt like it was time to like take time off yet. Like we all just want to tour with this album, with people knowing the songs and like having copies of it, you know. Right. Because we've been playing a couple new cuts off it for a while, but we can tell, you know, nobody's really heard them or whatever. But yeah, we're ready to get out and get back to it.
For it was I always did, the way it went down it always is, the way that I am makes it all my fault, yeah. Baby, I'm sorry.
It's funny, we were driving to All Good, that's a music festival out in West Virginia, and this was in July 11th, and we're driving out there listening to, you know, kind of some of the final cuts of the album, right. Getting, you know, almost done with it, and I just said, I was like, man, you know, like, this is that album that we've always wanted to do, you know. It came up in conversation, yeah. And I was like, it dawned on me. I was like, this is that, you know. This is, no matter what anybody says, we're finally doing what we always wanted to do. We're expressing ourselves through our art, right. As much as we have ever, you know, the most that we ever have, yeah. With this album, because we just became so comfortable with who we are and our instruments and our writing for our each individual instruments and the vocal lines and everything like that, that it's finally the one we want and the band that we want, you know. Right. We finally got our horn section, now we got a guitarist that's touring with us, so it can sound more and more like the album live, you know. Yeah. We can bring the album to the people live.
Are there any particular songs that speak to you particularly?
I'm doing an interview and you call me a bitch in my own interview.
I am so sorry.
What's up, man? No, it's all good.
What's going on, bro?
What's up, man? How are you?
I'm going to exit stage left.
Exit stage left, even. You guys getting ready to go on? I want to talk to you before we go. I missed last night, dude. My fault, man. I'm bad.
You just wait.
You just wait till later tonight.
You can feel it in the summer breeze. There's something in the trees, some kind of long lost feeling. It kind of feels like there's something wrong, something that we doing or not doing, like a far gone.
Chimps, they call me Chimps.
Buddy, Chimps now?
They call me Chimps. I got a lot of nicknames, but I just want to say I'm excited to play the new album, get out there with a whole lot of new tunes. We've got a lot of classics. We're still coming with it. Still coming to the shows for everybody with all the classics they want to hear from the 5 previous albums, but this is the album right here that we've been wanting to make for 10 years. It's us now, up to date, live and direct. Looking forward to it. Excited to play a lot of new stuff on the road. It's gonna be off the hook. Born in Babylon.
Weaknesses and a role near you. Know what yours is, but your tomorrows are all that seems true.
State Theater. How many times have you played this venue before?
Probably like 20, I think. We started playing here Tuesday nights a long time ago, like maybe 4 years ago. Yeah. Maybe less, maybe more, but yeah, we started on Tuesday nights, and it was kind of, it's funny, I remember the first time we sold out here, and nobody could really like believe it, you know. We were like, hey, we sold out, and we should try for a Friday night, and then we, yeah, we've been doing it ever since. I think they're always pretty much sold out. I don't know where my inspiration comes from, and I've written a bunch of different songs from a bunch of different, my thing is I don't really always write from my perspective.
Right.
Like a lot of the love songs are from other people's perspectives, and I'll see somebody going through something, maybe somebody I know, maybe somebody I'm just making it up, and I'll just kind of write about them.
You said you didn't have a lot of time off and everything. How do you write your music? What do you find
I don't really know how it works, how I write songs. I'll just kind of be sitting there and I'll just like start singing this thing. And at first I think I heard it on the radio, and after I sing it for a bunch of people, I'm like, dude, have you heard this before? And everybody's always like, no, that's a new song. I'm like, okay, and I write lyrics to it. And it happens like constantly. It happens like multiple times a week.
Checking chord changes and everything. Man.
Yeah, it's crazy. I'm starting to write whole albums of music that we don't even have time to make, you know what I mean? So like I've got this kid who I'm writing this whole album. He's one of the best singers I've ever heard. And he's unheard of in reggae. He's unheard of anywhere.
He's from the area as well?
Nah, he's from far as hell from here. Okay. But yeah, there's probably gonna be like some production stuff coming out of me, like me running somebody's album and writing the lyrics and the melodies and the hooks and the choruses and the keyboards and the guitars and the horns and the bass lines.
That should be pretty exciting.
I'm looking forward to it, but first we want to do Born in Babylon and get it going. And I've already got 5 songs for our next album that we're going to start on in 3 months right when we come home. So we're probably going to put out like 3 things next year.
I'll be wondering why we don't know what we do, and I'ma be the same, even if I'm walking by myself.
What would you say to some of the new local artists that are coming out that just trying to get off the ground?
Man, I would say you got to stick to it and try and keep your members together, you know. Try not to, you know, have too many conflicts in the group, because you have to be a family, for real. And I mean, sometimes it's hard. Like for us, it was a long time before we could, you know, really tour the way we want to. And it's a lot of ups and downs, so you have to really stick to it. And as far as learning your instrument, the best way is to play with other musicians. So that's the way I learned how to play my instrument. I never had any formal training or anything, so, you know, it's just playing with other musicians, and you'll progress. And, you know, don't let it get you down. The music business is kind of fucked up sometimes, but
You can sit.
cut. It's okay? Okay. It is. The music business is bad sometimes. It's hard, so don't let it get you down. I mean, there's a lot of people in it for the wrong reasons, but as long as you're in it for the right reasons, it's gonna work out. I have strong faith in that, for sure.
You in the search and watch the road that I walk. It's on the tip of my tongue, so I talk. 'Cause you can feel it in the summer breeze.
What are some of the highlights on your new Born in Babylon tour?
Highlights, DC, starting it right here, Hometown State Theater, up and down Cali, prime time. There's definitely some highlights in Cali. Key Club in Hollywood, Cane's in San Diego, Slim's in San Fran. After 2 months US tour, we're busting straight to South America, to Brazil, Peru, Argentina, Venezuela, maybe some others.
Any of the songs from the new album that you kind of favorites, or?
My favorites off the new album, Used to Matter, will probably be my top, one of my favorite as far as percussion, being a percussionist.
Definitely.
I Tried, featuring Gentleman. That was a tune that we really look forward to and collaborating with him. Summer Breeze, they're all instant classics. I think we're all 100% on this album. I feel like there's not a song to skip over, you know what I mean? It's something that we really put it all into.
Some kind of long lost feeling. It kind of feels like there's something wrong, something that we're doing or not doing.
You got any places you're excited about on this tour coming up?
South America. Well, I love touring the United States because it's fun.
You got a favorite venue? Any place like?
In the U.S., man, I got a lot of favorite venues. Everything on the West Coast is fun. Everything on the East Coast is fun. We're just starting to get into the middle, you know. This is our first time in Texas, like our 3rd time in Colorado, or 4th maybe. And like our 2nd time in Vegas, you know, like we're just kind of getting off the coast. And North Carolina, South Carolina is always awesome. That's kind of where we started playing down there. And
Right.
so for us, it's like, yeah, the U.S. is just fun. We love it. We're from here. Born in Babylon's about being from the U.S., you know, like the theme of it is like telling the root story, but from like being from here and not really pretending about that, being really serious about that. And then South America is always just the greatest. Like you see the love in the people and like the strength that people down there have and like the perseverance it takes to live life down there compared to like how our standard of living up here. And how a lot of the people that I know up here and I look up to, and I would be like, damn, you know, this guy's amazing and he's one of my guys, and I'm like, dude, but yeah, put him down there and like see how well he does, you know, 'cause like the cool cats you meet down there, you can tell they've been through some shit, you know, and like the music, they wear it like a badge, you know, like for real. They're like, no, SOJA, like for real.
Army that's been good, they're not sin of poverty on a global scale, fragile.
We were all born in this area, so we kind of feel like it as home, and we're gone so much, so it really feels good to like have a place to call your own, you know what I mean, and not be in a hotel every night, sleep in your own bed for once finally, you know, and see all your friends, because a lot of our friends that we grew up with still live here, so we're lucky for that. So when we're here, we like have a lot of things to take care of while we're here, as far as like making sure we keep our contacts with all our good friends from here, and you know, old friends, and reminisce on old times. You know, it's like the old times that make you feel good. You know, something that brings you back to those old times that really you can cherish in life. You know what I mean? Like when you're gone, you miss that a lot, for real.
Do you even sleep when you're home?
You know, not really. I've been going to bed like 6 o'clock in the morning every night. We always end up at Jacob's house in the kitchen for some reason.
What do you see for your near future and for the far future?
Well, we've seen progression. We've seen the way it's been progressing since we've been doing it for 10 years or 11 years or whatever. And it's been steady. And we think with this album that it's going to boost that up. It's still gonna, you know, be a steady climb, but I feel like this is the one that's gonna make us, you know, reach that next level and hopefully be able to tour more extensively in the U.S. and more comfortably in the U.S. and everywhere we go. You know, be able to bring more people to the shows, and you know, that will in turn enable us to be more comfortable on the road. Because you know, it's tiring when you drive directly after a show, you know, for 10 hours. Just to go do sound check, you know what I mean, in a van.
Yeah.
So if we, you know, I think the next level is us being more comfortable on the road, and you know, just having good accommodations and selling out bigger places for sure.
Thing about me, 'cause we drop down into all your thunderstorms.
To be able to accomplish what we have independently is rare, you know. Not a lot of people are lucky enough to be in a position that we're in, the way we came up. To start out of this area, to start it on our own, I mean, we're still recording, putting together all our projects independently. Put it this way, we have a good team. We got a real strong team. We work with professionals. We love what we do. You know, we kind of just put ourselves through music business school, trial and error. We were young enough to learn a lot of lessons at an earlier age than maybe most musicians wouldn't learn till their mid-30s. We learned them in our early 20s, you know. I went to Nova, Jake went to George Mason, Pat went to U of O, to Eugene out in Oregon, which was a big link out there. Eugene's definitely a highlight, talking about highlights on tour. Everyone's a little bit different, but I mean, as far as in the music business, it's more like putting yourself through school. Read, man. Straight up, just read.
Yeah.
You gotta know, you know, you just gotta know what you're getting yourself into. You gotta read, you gotta put in the work. Do work, that's all we say, we just do work. And you put it this way, straight up, if you put 13 years of your life into something that you love and work hard at it, you're gonna be somewhere that you wanna be. If you're not, then you need to look at it again. Failure is only when you quit, not when you know, you can fail time and time again, but you're only a failure if you let it go and give it up. You know, we've been together a long time. We had a lot of EPs, our first full-length album, Peace. Then we recorded Get Wiser. Get Wiser, I think, was the breakthrough album concerning, you know, a national stage, an international stage. As soon as we released Get Wiser, we hit South America. We were all over the US, Europe. We were in Europe 3 times that year. I think it's just a matter of just keep putting it out, keep building your fan base. That was a breakthrough year, though. I mean, as soon as January '06 started, we were just on the grind, on tour constantly. That album was out everywhere. That was our mainstay for a while. And we haven't put out a full-length album since then.
Well, good luck with everything.
Thanks, man. Big up to all y'all out there checking this out. SOJA, boom, bliss.
Got it.
My man.
I can't do it. I'll be stopping, and I'll be starting.
in Babylon. We've been making this album. We've been making it for a little under 2 years, but me and Bobby were talking about how he was saying, he was like, you know, this is an album we've been trying to make our whole lives, because for us, we were always trying to find our balance. Like, we did our first EP and we kind of figured out what our sound was about, and then we did Peace in a Time of War. We figured out what our message was about, and then we did Get Wiser, and we figured out what our strong structure and like the way we write lines, the way we write hooks, and who I am in the band and who everyone else is in the band. So Born in Babylon is like the first full length that we can do, knowing like everything we know about ourselves. And we took all that stuff we know and we set this whole tone of a message from, I guess, the perspective of someone who was born in Babylon. And it's kind of a dedication album. It's an album for everyone in the world, but the perspective is mine, you know. And normally my perspective has been more global in how that works to America. But now it's like reverse. It's like America and how that works to global, you know what I mean?
Right.
So the approach I take is from my own, but the topics I talk about are the same global topics as everything else.
You finally feel more defined as a band now?
Yeah, we're kind of like who we're supposed to be now, I think, is how a lot of us feel. You know, we've been working for a long time, and we've been working really hard to not only like make good music, but to become who we're supposed to be.
Right.